Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. We're going to continue on our survival shelter series, knots, with the double fisherman's bend. So I've got my ridgeline set up behind me here. I used the Avink hitch on the fixed end and the trucker's hitch on the tensioned end of the ridgeline. So you can go back and watch those videos if you're not quite sure on this. The double fisherman's bend is what we're going to use to tie loops. Now our loop line is going to be used for several different things. That's what we're going to create the other two knots, the lark's head and the prusik knot. But to get those loops, we're going to be using the double fisherman's bend. So this is what I'm using. This is what I'm going to show you with, just so you can see a lot better. So as far as the length on this, I'm probably going to choose maybe 16 inches, maybe 18 inches here. This is going to be my ideal length. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay one end flat along the other. So I've got one end going one direction, one end going the other. On one end, I'm going to go under and around and under and around. And then along the original line, I'm going to slide the end out. I'm going to dress the knot. There we go. Now that's half of it. So this is also called a necklace knot. I've used these when I run a neck knife quite a bit also. So you can slide this up and down and it's going to have a double. So we're going to do the same knot on the other side as a stop. All right, so here's the second half of this. So this is the free end. I've got maybe 4 inches usable. That's all I need. So I'm going to go over, under, and around. Over, under, and around. So I'm going back up the line. I'm going to tuck this through. Pull it all tight. There we go. So now we got two of these together. They pull against each other. Now ideally, this is about the right length, maybe a little bit longer. So I would say let's go 20 inches on your initial piece. I like this loop to be about a foot. 6 to 8 inches is fine. That's plenty, but a foot's even better yet. So we're going to use the shock cord this time. And this is maybe 20 inches, more or less. I'm going to go ahead, cut the piece I need, lay it over the top of each other. Now give yourself plenty of tail. There's no sense being short on this. You can always stretch it back out to its original size that you need when you're done. So I'm going to go under, over, under, over. I'm going to take the tail, go through the two loops I just made, and dress the knot. Now for the other side, same thing. Here's the tail, here's the loop. I'm going to go under, over, over. And then got a little hole I created here. The tail's going to come up through there. And I'm just going to dress the knot. Here we go. Now this slides down. The two ends meet up, and that is our double fisherman's bend. So here's what I'm looking at when I make this. So this is going to be the second half. Here's the tail. I'm going to go 1, 2, and then this goes right through, just like that, and then dress the knot. There we go. So here I've got a long piece of orange paracord. I'm just going to grab both ends and do a double fisherman's bend on it, just so you can see what I'm seeing with the bright color here. So let's call this maybe 8 inches or so. I'm going to go under, over, under, over, and then I've got a hole right here, and slide that through and dress the knot. There we go. All right, so double fisherman's bends on one end. Here's the second one. I'm going to go around once, around twice, and through the hole. There we go. So this is a good knot to know. The double fisherman's bend is useful. However, in a shelter system, you tie them once and you leave them in the loop. This is part of my system. These loops stay with my ridge line. I usually make up 4 of them, 1 per corner of the tarp. If I happen to lose one, I can make one on the fly. It's not that big a deal. So knots are something any outdoorsman should know. So this is something where you just want to keep a little bit of paracord in your pocket and just practice these knots over and over again until you're comfortable with them. Until next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.